Welcome agents to this Ingress video where we're going to have a look at a huge Machina nest, and we're going to be playing PvE today. And as you can see, we've already started, so we've only fired off a few bursters, but because those Machina portals die pretty easily, you can see those grey portals and all the debris scattered around them, and there is a lot of it. So the aim of today then, and the aim of this video, is that can you actually field an entire town of Machina portals with only the stuff that they drop and simple tap hacks? So then when you look at all that debris that is surrounding all of those portals, there's a huge amount of it. And then when you add that to just a simple tap hack, do you get enough resonators? Do you get enough keys? And yeah, is it really worth your time going and playing PvE if you find such a good nest as this? And I think my simple answer to that question is, yeah. I really enjoyed playing this. I thought it was a really, really nice experience, and I love the idea that you've got all of those keys, all those resonators, and that it's not going to cost you much time or effort at all to wander around an entire town and link the whole thing together. Sometimes you're going to miss out on the odd field here and there, but it really doesn't matter. And it's not as if I was looking to run a giant, really efficient field engine. It was just, can I get lots and lots of links? Can I get lots and lots of mods deployed when it comes to this bit of play today? So as you can see on screen then, there are the first few fields going up, and it's really, really simple. Each of those grey portals have dropped around about 3 keys, which means that just getting lots and lots of fields is going to be really, really quite simple. They do vary occasionally, and so sometimes they only drop 1 or 2, and you find yourselves with a little gap here and there, and you'll see that later on in the video as well. But actually, you usually get more than you need to be able to fully field the entire place, and that's really, really convenient, and it's really, really quick as well. As a matter of fact, it is so convenient and so fast that it actually gives you plenty of time to do a bit of scanning of portals. This one on the screen at the moment is actually behind that wall, but we won't tell Niantic that. And so then, as with any video that I make, there's always some kind of goal behind it. There's always some kind of reason that I'm heading to this place. There's always some kind of medal that I'm heading for. And when it comes to this one, it was actually all the mods that are being dropped that actually drew me to this place, which is not too far away from where I live. And I'm getting very, very close at this point in time to the Onyx Engineer medal. With a tiny bit of experience then actually taking out these red portals, you'll notice that there are a huge amount of mods littering the ground right now, and it is fantastic if you're actually working on that particular medal. And so that was the draw, that was the pull. But at the same time, you can see that there are some gaps in my scanning, so I'm doing that at the same time, trying to get that stat up as well. And the final one, the one that is going to take me like most time of all, as a matter of fact, I think I'm predicted to actually hit the Purifier medal in sometime in 2050s, is that one as well, to see if I can actually get a few Purifier points towards that medal. So that is a draw too, and so we're working on 3 medals simultaneously when it comes to this video. And so as you could see on screen a second ago, when you've got so many portals in such close proximity and you're trying to pick up all of that stuff around those portals and actually click on the portals themselves, sometimes you get all of these error messages just popping up because the game can't really keep up with how much you're adding to your inventory. As a matter of fact, like when I was going through this, yes, I was deploying everything, fully modding everything. I still ended up having to delete lots of stuff from my inventory because I was picking up that much from the ground that it was like going over the limit time and time again. I also think the thing that is really useful when playing against this Machina nest today is that Niantic have implemented that fantastic thing which allows you to pick up without actually accepting or pressing picking up. You just like tap on it once and it disappears and goes into your inventory basically, which means that you can do it really, really quick, which is a massive help, because otherwise if you're tapping on each item twice instead of just once to actually put it in your inventory, it's going to take you a lot longer. As a matter of fact, when it comes to time as well, then you can probably notice, or you can probably see already, that what I've done when it comes with this video is that I've sped it up to double time as well, because otherwise it would take absolutely ages. I've got 40 minutes of gameplay, and that isn't all that I did in this day, and I've sped it up to around about 20 minutes, so it actually looks a lot faster. That's not a case of me, I don't know, using some kind of spoofing tool and going really, really quick. That's actually just me playing in double time. There are a few drawbacks to the new picking up of items. Unfortunately, it means if you're trying to organize capsules and stuff like that on the ground, it becomes a lot more tricky, and some people don't particularly like this update and think it should be an opt-in rather than an opt-out, but it's simple enough. You can just go into your settings and turn it off if you don't want that, and that's absolutely fine as well. The other thing then that we might suggest is that how on earth do you get so many red portals in such a large space with such density as this one? Well, there are a couple of thoughts about this one, and one of the local agents that was actually playing with this one essentially just took off the old resonator here and there, hit a couple of the level 8 portals, and maybe that inspired them to spread and to regenerate and to keep growing and growing. Or if you're just completely dormant in the area and there's no one playing, then you get the red portals and they just keep going and keep going. So there's a couple of different thought processes on this. It may be that it helps to just play with them, but also keep enough alive so that they can spread. Or it might be that just completely leaving an area dormant and allowing the red to appear and spread for themselves actually works just as well. I mean, if you look at Russia and you can see certain areas over there are completely covered in red portals, then certainly you'll see that dormant areas do spread just like this one. So this one had reached almost complete saturation. There was barely a grey portal left when it comes to this town, and so it was becoming too tempting a target, and I just couldn't leave it alone. There's too many points to be had and too many points towards a lot of the medals that I wanted to just not do anything about this one. The other great thing that I found is that by the time that I'd finished in this particular town and I was completely done, I had an excess of 250 mods at the end that I could obviously use towards that engineer medal later on, and that was pretty much enough to tide me over into the Onyx one. So I actually do have the Onyx mod medal now, which I was really happy about that one, so I don't really need to do many in the way of mods anymore, so I think I'll only be saving pink shields and the like from now on. But that was like a really lucrative thing to actually come into this Machina nest and playing it, and yeah, that was the aim of the video, and that's definitely what happened. What I thought was a kind of funny suggestion was that you'd have some kind of in-game hoover where you'd actually get some kind of thing to actually pick up all of this debris around all these portals, like 10 things per portal on average or something like that. And it kind of reminded me of the idea of a Pokemon Go Plus, where it catches all the Pokemon and spins all the stops for you, and you can have the Ingress equivalent. But yeah, I suppose it's not too onerous when you're just clicking and clicking, because you've got time moving between the portals enough to actually do that, I think, maybe. Anyway, I'm gonna put some stats on and what I actually managed to do when it comes to the end of this video. So carry on watching, have a look at this fantastic bit of PvE, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I'll tell you all the gains and the advances at the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Alright then, we're coming to an end of my footage here, and just keep in mind that this wasn't the end of the gameplay. There's plenty more gameplay after this that are going to contribute to the stats that I'll give you in a second, but hopefully you can see that it's super easy to play, and there's not like lots and lots of glyph hacking. It's just pick everything up and field as best you can, and you can pretty much do most of an area just picking up the stuff on the floor, which is what I was intending to find out, and which I particularly enjoyed on this day. So in terms of the stats then and what we achieved, it was really quite impressive actually. In terms of neutralized Machina portals, it was 155. In terms of the links, 191, and resonators destroyed was 1,225. Then particularly important this day for me was the mods deployed for the engineer medal, and that was 615 in the day. Plus I also came out with 250 spare mods on top of that, which meant that I was in really good stead for finishing off the Onyx tier of that medal. The last thing to say then is thank you very much for watching. By all means, leave me a comment and I'll respond. And if you want to check out my stats, then obviously you can @ me in game. See you next time.